up, everybody? It's Oh So Dope, and I am back for another lit video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time. Obviously y'all can see the title, so y'all know that this is going to be full of interesting twists and turns and a little bit of fuckery sprinkle, you know. But yes, so sit back, get comfortable, grab you a drink, grab you, I don't know, some fruit snacks. And I'm actually drinking tea, so let's just, there's no way to even explain this, so in a short way as a synopsis, so we're just gonna jump straight into the video. So this story takes place about a year ago, somewhere around there, and I was talking to this guy. Let's name him Sean. So Sean, I had a crush on Sean when I was in high school, right? Mind you, I graduated high school in 2014. It is now 2021. I've been out of high school for about 7 years now. And I had a crush, the hugest crush on Sean. So this girl that I was friends with back in high school, she doesn't even need a name because she's irrelevant. Not trying to be mean or nothing, but she's not really a part of this story. This is just a little bit of like a the prelude, or whatever, the background, the exposition. So, oh, make sure y'all check out my shirt. I think I'm about to start selling merch. We're gonna see. And make sure y'all check out this wig video too. Butter lace. Anywho, so she was supposed to, like, I don't remember how I seen him or what the case was, because he's a rapper, and I'm so shady for making his name Sean. It's super close to his real name, but I'm gonna just shut up. Anyway, sis, had a huge crush on this dude in high school, whatever. So my friend at the time was like, yo, like, I can put you on with him. Like, I'm really cool with him. Like, I be hanging out with him. We're super close. That's like my brother. Now keep all of this in mind because it's gonna come up later in the story, but just keep this in mind. So this girl, I don't know why I believed her, because she had like a reputation of being a habitual liar. All she did was lie.
Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
Like, sis, why are you lying? We don't care about what you're lying about. You don't have to lie. But yeah, so she was a liar, but he wasn't like a famous person or anything like she had lied about before in the past. So I'm like, he's a regular person. He's a real person. Why would she lie about knowing like a regular person? Like, because he was in high school like at the same time that we were. He just went to a different school, but she knew him because he like rapped and stuff, like, so, well, he still does. But anyway, so she was like, yeah, I'm gonna put you on, blah blah blah. So she gave me the runaround for a while. I actually never really talked to him for real. So I guess after a while I kind of just gave up and I kind of forgot about it. I'm like, you know what, it seems like I cannot get in touch with this dude or like get any, I didn't know any contact information on him or anything. So I don't know, somehow, some way we wound up having each other on Instagram and on Snapchat. So at this time he had wound up like hitting me up, or whatever. He would watch my stories here and there. He never said anything for real. He would react to my stories every now and then or whatever, or slide up on the Snapchat or whatever and said I was cute, something like that, you know. So this particular day, he was like, yo, like, when you gonna let me take you on a date? Now at this time, this other guy who I was involved with, me and him were into it like bad. Like, we were into it bad. So I'm like, I'm gonna let this guy take me on a date. Let's see if he's serious, because I already liked him anyway. I'm like, what would be the odds that he would just come back randomly and just get in touch with me? And this guy is the dude that I had a crush on in high school, and he's still very much so cute And I'm very much so interested, sis. Like, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm single, so why not? So I'm like, yo, like, what's up? Like, okay, you can take me on a date. Like, where we going? He was like, you pick the place. We can go wherever you want to go. You know, like, that's cool. I'm gonna try to insert the Snapchat in here so y'all can see when he hit me up or whatever. He was, I don't think I have all the snaps anymore, actually. I think I might have deleted them. I don't know. I'm gonna try to post something just so y'all know that this story is legit. So he asked me where I want to go, and I told him that I've been craving seafood. So he was like, okay, where you want to go? Like, what seafood restaurant you want to go to? I'm like, can we go to 𝓕𝓻𝓮𝓵𝓭𝓮? Because I had went to Juicy Crab for the first time when I was in Atlanta, and I was like, oh, I want to try 𝓕𝓻𝓮𝓵𝓭𝓮. I heard it was pretty good. I want to go there. So I told him which one I wanted to go to, and he was like, okay, bet. He was like, you want me to come pick you up? Like, you want to meet me there? I'm like, forget it. I'm gonna just have him come pick me up, make it like a real day, you know, all this stuff. So he was like, okay, bet, be ready at so-and-so time, such and such. Probably was like 7 or 8 or something like that. Be ready at this time. I'm gonna come pick you up. We gonna chill. We gonna do this and that, whatever. Cool. Day comes. I'm getting cute. I'm ready for my date. Mind you, I haven't been on a date and couldn't even tell you. It was so long ago before that. So he comes. He picks me up. I get in the car. He has a wood rolled. Now, child, y'all know I loves my marijuana, okay? My Mary Jane. Y'all know I loves her. So he had that ready, whatever. We smoked, blah, blah. We go. We're on our way to the restaurant. So mind you, y'all, this was my first time actually hanging out with him for real. Like with just me and him. Like I had seen him, like I think before at a party or something before, but I never really talked to him or anything. But this was my first time like actually hanging with him for real, like on a one-on-one type of thing, right? So it was weird because it didn't seem like it was our first time. It seemed like we had already been hanging out and dating or whatever. It was like super cool. There was no awkward silence. The conversations just started rolling and it kept going. Everything was cool. So we had like maybe a 20-minute drive from my house to the restaurant or whatever. So we get there. He gets out to go and make sure we have a table and all of that good stuff. He has me wait in the car. So I'm in the car with my friend on the phone like, okay, so far so good, bitch. Like, this is where I'm at. We about to eat this food or whatever. So far so good. Like, I'm liking the vibe. Everything is straight. Like, this is dope. Whatever. So he comes back and he's telling me like that our table is ready. I think we might have smoked again while we were waiting for the table to be ready because I think we had to wait like 30 minutes or something like that. So we go inside. He literally puts me on the inside of the walkway or whatever. Like, so he was walking on the side about where the cars and stuff were coming, and I was on the other side. He walked me inside on purpose, like, no, you gotta get on this side. He opened my door for me. We go in, we get to our table. He pulls my chair out. He asked me where I wanted to sit, like, which chair you want to sit in. So I told him. He pulled my chair out. I sat down, then he sat down. So then, girl, we just get to talking and we just getting to know each other more and this and that, and we talking about like why we're single and stuff. And I was just saying that I hadn't found the right person yet, and people always be playing, and people don't ever want to say what it is up front and be honest and just let people know like what it is without feeling like they can't be 100. Like, if you don't want to be with me, just say that. If you want just one thing, just say that, because I would rather you just tell me up front. That way I know how to treat everything. That's how I like it. I like people to be more so blunt and like say what they feel, because I hate to think and make up stuff in my head. I'm a super like thinker, and I get real deep into my thoughts sometimes, and I be like, whoa, I gotta stop. Like, tell me, comment below if y'all be like overthinking stuff, like especially if things are left in the balance, like, and you just don't have a concrete answer. You'll go through your mind like making up all these scenarios and stuff. Like, y'all, child, this is why I be having to stop myself from watching these conspiracy theories, because my head be about to explode. We had some good conversation, talking X, Y, and Z. Everything was literally perfect. So roll back and we get on the topic of this girl, and I'm like, do you know so and so? And he was like, yeah, I know her. How you know her? And I'm like, we was best friends in high school. And the funny thing is that she told me that she was gonna put me on with you because I had a crush on you in high school. He was like, what? How could she put you on with me when she was talking to me?
Huh?
What you say, honey?
I don't hear you, sweetie.
I said, oh, that's why she didn't put me on with you. And he was like, yeah, we was definitely talking like a little bit here and there. That's why she didn't put you on me. He was like, now I'm so mad that she didn't because you probably would have been my girlfriend by now. And I was like, ooh. So he was like, yeah, like now I'm low-key blown that she didn't put me on with you because I would have rather talked to you than talk to her. And I was like, ooh. So we wrap up dinner. He paid for everything. So I was like, okay, cool. So we wrap up dinner. He pays or whatever. And we just like talking for the last couple seconds before we left out. And I'm like, let me go use the bathroom. So I go use the bathroom. I like touch up my lip gloss and all of that cute stuff. Come back out. And I was like, so what you about to do? I'm like, it's still early. Because I think he had came and got me at like 7. So I think we was done eating probably like around 9 something. And I'm like, I don't have to be nowhere. Or I don't have to be nowhere tomorrow. I don't gotta be nowhere no time soon. And I don't have no time that I have to be back in the house. So what are you about to do? And he was like, I wasn't really finna do nothing much. Like, do you want to like ride around like the city? Like, do you want to ride around downtown and like smoke or whatever? So I'm like, honey, smoke some more weed? Why not? I'm not gonna turn that down. So plus I didn't want to come in the house anyway. I had just had a lot of fun on the date. So I'm like, cool, whatever. Like, we can link like more. We can link some more. So we get back in the car. He rolled up or whatever, and we're going downtown. So we was just about to cruise or whatever like that. So we still talking, and he's telling me like, oh, like you met me at the perfect time. Like, I'm getting money right now. Like, it's about to be so lit for you because I'm about to do this and that for you. I'm about to buy you this and buy you that. I'm about to spoil you and do this and that. So he wasn't 100% full of cap because he actually did do a few things for me. I'm not gonna say everything in detail, but he definitely did provide money and extra things for me. He did a lot of nice stuff for me. I'm not gonna go too into detail because if certain people see this video, y'all don't even need to know all that. So anyway, he knows what he did for me. So he did a lot of nice stuff for me. So he wasn't lying when he said he had money and all that stuff. That was all true. So we cruising and just talking more. He telling me like all this stuff, like whoever the dude was that you was talking to or whatever, you might as well just cut him off because it's all about me now. Like, forget him, whatever. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna do all this. Like, you are such a cool girl, so down to earth. Like, you so pretty. Like, you so like classy and all this stuff. Like, I'm not used to that. And I'm like, okay, like, well, I'm glad I could be a breath of fresh air for you. But yeah, I don't like the drama and all of that mess. Like, I just like to be cool, have a good time, make memories, do fun stuff, you know, with fun people. So literally we drive in or whatever, and he's like, I gotta pee. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm about to pull over. I'm about to pee real quick. He's like, I already rolled up. Once I get back in, we gonna smoke and cruise. And then until you're ready to go home. And then I'm gonna drop you off at home. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, cool, whatever. I'm down with that. So he gets out the car. We pull over by like some like houses or whatever. And he gets out the car and he goes to use the bathroom. So, he's using the bathroom or whatever. He comes back to the car and he's like leaning in on my side of the car and he's like talking to me, saying something. I don't remember what he was saying, because I was like on my phone while I was waiting for him to come back. So he comes back on the driver's side and he gets back in the car. And next thing I know, now wait, cue the crime mob music, because this is where the bullshit began. Right here. This is where the fuckery unfolded. In chapter 1, page 1 began, sis, because I didn't have time for any of the things that was about to happen from this point forward in this story. So he gets back in, and then out of nowhere, this truck, this black truck, just pulls up super fast and like skirts to like a halt, right? Next thing I know, a girl pops out, right? So I'm like, because at first when the car pulled up, I seen it pull up and I'm thinking like, oh, maybe they're about to drop somebody off at home and pull off or something like that. I'm not thinking nothing of it too much at that point, but I should have been thinking much of it actually, because it was not what I thought it was at all. But so this girl hops out the car and she is screaming, going off like, really, Sean? Really, Sean? Like, you gotta up in here, like in this car, what are you doing? Like, just going off, cursing, screaming, everything. Like, when I say going off, I mean going off. So I don't remember if he was on his way to getting in the car and he didn't like close the door all the way, or what, or if she opened the door. I think she might have opened the door, because if y'all know, we were in a Chevy Malibu, okay? For my people that have Chevy Malibus, and I know a lot of other cars do this too, when you put your car in park, the doors will unlock and they won't lock back until you put the car in gear and pull off. They'll lock back automatically. So I think the door was still open from us being parked or whatever, because we hadn't pulled off yet. So he gets out, she is pulling on his shirt, she done ripped his shirt. They go off, I guess on the driver's side, but like in front of the like the houses. So there was a guy on the porch and he's like, no, like, don't do this, I got my kid and I got my baby mama in there, like, I'm about to call the police, da 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 da. So they're over there arguing, she's hitting on him and yelling and screaming at him. So then another girl, which I guess is her best friend, was the driver, she gets in the car with me in the driver's seat. I'm like, now the whole time I'm sitting up here in my head, I'm thinking like, one of two things is about to happen. Well, three. One of three things is about to happen. One, this is gonna wrap up and we just gonna leave. Two, I'm finna have to fight this girl. Or three, I'm finna have to fight both of them. So I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, I did not sign up for this. First of all, y'all, let me just set the tone for y'all. I had on my Yeezys. I had on like a brown sundress. It was like a tube top sundress, and I had on a jean jacket. I was super cute. I'm gonna try to insert a snap or something so y'all can see what I had on this day, but I was really, really cute. Of course, I was going on a date with a dude who I like, so I'm like, let me make sure I look good. Yes, of course I did. Who wouldn't do that? So literally, y'all, I'm like in my head. First of all, I was sitting like sideways with my knees like this, if y'all know what I mean. And I wound up, as everything was going down, before this other girl got in the car, I put my legs down and I kind of like sat up straight, and I'm sitting there like this, and I'm like, is this really happening right now? So I'm texting this is before the girl gets in the car, I'm texting my friend, let her know what's going on, whatever. So the girl gets in the car and she's like, hi. I'm like, hey. She was like, who are you? And I was like, who are you? Like, she was like, do you know who she is or whatever? Like, talking about her friend who was out here beating up Sean. Let's name her Crystal. So she's like, do you know Crystal? And I'm like, no. She's like, well, I'm her best friend, and Sean is her boyfriend.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What was it? I'm sorry, come again? What was it? Her who? So she like, yeah, Sean is her boyfriend. Like, so what are y'all doing? Like, what were y'all doing? I'm like, we just went on a date. I'm like, we just went on a date. And we was about to like smoke or whatever. So she's like, so he didn't tell you that he had a girlfriend?
No.
And I'm like, no. I'm like, we literally just started talking today and he wanted to take me on a date. So I said, yeah. It's like, oh, so he didn't say nothing about her. I'm like, no. I'm like, I wouldn't be here if he did. No, he did not say nothing. She was like, ooh. So she hopped out the car, told her friend, like, Crystal, he said he didn't have no girlfriend. Like, he didn't say nothing about you. Blah, blah, blah. So she is going off for real, for real. So the girl literally puts the car in drive, drives the car and puts the car on the curb a little bit as she's pulling up, I guess. I don't know what was her purpose of doing that, but I'm like, what is going on right now? I'm just sitting there in pure shock. Like, it was something literally off of a Maury episode, I'm telling you. Like, so she gets back at the car, and then Crystal hops in the back seat. And at this point, he's in the back seat. He's in the back seat now too. And I think before the girl got in, she was like trying to come to get to my driver's side. Now I don't know what was her plan. I don't know if she was gonna try to fight me or if she just wanted to talk. I don't know what was going on, but he kept her from getting to me pretty much. And so I'm sitting there because I'm confused, like, what is going on? Like, I didn't know. I was just trying to prepare myself for whatever was to happen. So she hops in the back seat. He gets back in the driver's seat and she hops. His shirt is ripped. She done popped him in the eye. Sis' eye was leaking. Like, I'm like, this is ghetto. This is ghetto. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, just stunned in pure shock. But I'm like, hi.
Okay.
So she was like, oh my God. No, wait. Fast forward. Wait, rewind. So when the friend was in the car, she was like, girl, she was like, it'd be a new one every week. Like, you ain't the only one. Like, it's been so many girls. Like, she was like, at least you pretty though. Like, she was like, you pretty, but yeah, he got a girlfriend. Like, this is bad. Like, he got a girlfriend. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, so boom, skip back. All of that stuff, other stuff happened. I told y'all that already. So she gets in the backseat of the car. Crystal, this is his girlfriend, allegedly. She gets in the backseat of the car and she's like, so where we going? I'm like,
it's not even giving what y'all said it was supposed to give.
excuse me, we coming in? Are you speaking French? Like, I'm in my head, I'm like, what? She was like, yeah. So, Sean, where are we going? We all finna go somewhere. You clearly going somewhere. I want to go too. Like, where we going? The bitch clicks her seatbelt. Like, click her the ticket, okay? She's like, where we going? So he like, you're tweaking. Like, get out the car. You're tweaking. She like, this is my car. How are you gonna tell me to get out of my car? I'm like, come again? She was like, yeah, girl. She was like, you know what? She was like, oh my God, you are so pretty. You are so pretty. She was like, I don't have no problem with you. This don't got nothing to do with you. Like, I'm not on that with you. I'm not trying to fight you. None of that. She was like, but this is my car. This is my boyfriend. He was like, I'm not your boyfriend. She's like, yes, you are. He said, no, I'm not. We've been broke up and I've been told you that I don't want you. I'm like, and the whole time I'm sitting in the passenger seat just looking like, am I gonna have to take a Lyft home or Uber? Because sis, I could request it right now. I don't have time for this shenanigans or for y'all to be doing all of this. I don't have time. I don't have time to be fighting either over nobody that's not mine or that somebody that is. Because what's the point? Like, so he's saying all this stuff to her. Like, I've been told you I don't want you. I don't want to be with you no more. We already broke up. Like, you tweaking. You been doing you, now you mad because I'm doing me. Now you want to get an attitude and da 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 da. How did you even find me? all this stuff. Because mind y'all, like I said, they pulled up out of nowhere. And we was like in the cut on a random ducked off block downtown somewhere. So she's like, yeah, you pretty. I don't want to fight you. I don't have a problem. Blah, blah, blah. This don't have to do with you. This is about him, but this is my car. And I'm like, huh? She like, you can look at the papers in the glove compartment or whatever. He was like, you ain't got to look at nothing. He was like, I pay for this car. Like, your name might be on this car, but I pay for this car. I pay the insurance. I pay everything. I pay for this car. So it's mine. So they going back and forth about that, child. So she grabs, he has 2 phones, right? She grabs one of his phones and she grabs his weed or whatever. So she hop in the car or whatever with her friend and they pull off. So he gets back in the car after dealing with her again, and he realizes that she took his phone and she took his weed or whatever. So the weed that was sitting out, she took that, and he was just like, oh my God. He was like, I am so sorry for that. Like, cause before they put off, she was like, take her home and you can come and get your stuff, like your phone and stuff. So he was like, oh my God, like all of my plays and all of my stuff is in my phone. And if y'all know what plays is, if you know, you know. I'm not getting into detail about nothing, sis. I'm not getting into detail about nothing, but if you know, you know. He was like, all my plays and my stuff for my business is in my phone, and I need to get that back. Like, she got my phone with all of my stuff in it. Like, I need that for my money moves. So she was like, take her home. Like, go ahead and take her home. Like, you can take her home, go take her home, and then you come back and we gonna finish talking. So he's driving home and he's like, got a shirt on his eye or something like that, trying to like wipe the blood coming out of his eye, because she really like book, like rocked him. Like it reminded me of, y'all remember Sharkeisha? Big. Anyway, so he's explaining to me everything. He's like, me and her broke up, we was just out of town, like, and I found out that she was doing this and that. So I was like, you know, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this no more. So she was doing her, but when I do me, it's a problem. And I'm like, halfway believing it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, why would she do all of that then? I'm like, I know people, bitches do be crazy. I do know that. But I'm like, it's always 3 sides to a story. So I'm like, she not just doing all of that for nothing 9 times out of 10. So I didn't necessarily believe that was his girlfriend, but I'm like, y'all definitely was in a relationship or something at some point recently, because look at how she acting. Like, this is for real. So he then goes on to tell me like, yeah, like, and this is not her car, it's in her name. Yes, that's true, because I cannot get a car in my name, but I'm the one that pays for everything. I pay for everything for her whole life. I pay all her bills, I pay everything. Like, and I said, oh, that's probably why she's mad too, on top of that, because it's like, if you got somebody that's doing all of that stuff for you, and you see like, okay, yeah, they done, they want to move on and deal with somebody else, and all the perks you was getting from them goes to another person, you will be feeling upset too. You will be feeling some type of way too. Like, I guess, like, if that's all you really want that person for, you feel like that's just a perk that you cannot get rid of and you can't take care of yourself, I guess, I mean, if you get comfortable to live in a certain lifestyle, I don't know. But he's like, yeah, like, I've been done with her. I don't want to be with her. She's crazy. She's toxic. I'm like, well, clearly.
Ew.
So next thing I know, she gets a text and she calling him again, like, where are you at? I hope you taking her home. Where are you at? I'm taking her home now. Like, stop calling me. I'm taking her home. So he hangs up the phone and he's like, I don't even know how she found me. I'm like, do she got your location and you don't know or something? Because she literally pulled up to the exact spot that you was at. Like, so either it was given, I don't know what it was given. Either it wasn't given following, or I don't know what it was given, because it's like they came out of nowhere, bro. Like, literally nowhere. So then she has his other phone. So now she's texting me like, yes, like, literally, he was just putting me in the back seat the other day of that car, and I can show you proof, da-da-da-da. Why does this girl proceeds then to send me a video of them having intercourse in the backseat of the car? And I'm like, and I tell him, I'm like, do you know that she just sent me a video of y'all in the backseat of this car? So he took my phone. He was like, delete that. She doing too much. Delete that. It was giving me delete. So he was like, delete that, like her, delete that or whatever. She doing too much, she tweaking. You don't want to see that. I'm like, no, I do not. But so she's like, I think she texted me something like, yeah, she was just telling me like, yeah, we together and did this and that. So we get to my house at this point, and we in my crib. I mean, we're not in my crib. We're at my crib in the parking lot, and he's like, I'm so sorry for this. I'm gonna make it up to you. I'm gonna take you on another date. Like, we gonna fix this. Like, I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed. Like, she just really did too much, and she really hit me in my eye. It's over with for her. I'm done with her. I'm not doing this. Like, I should tell my mama. Mama's gonna be very upset. I will get somebody to beat her ass. Like, she literally just punched me in my eye and put her hands on me. I'm tired of her putting her hands on me. Like, I don't put my hands on her. Like, I'll rough her up a little bit, but I don't be like hitting her like she be hitting me. And I'm just over here like, this is crazy. Like, he was like, I'm so sorry again. Like, I didn't want you to go through all of that. Like, you see, I was literally trying to keep her away from you. Like, I was not gonna let her touch you or do anything, so you just don't have nothing to do with you, and blah blah blah. I'm like, you're right, it doesn't have anything to do with me. I don't know what's going on. And I'm just sitting there like, he could tell like my vibe had changed a little bit, because I was so confused, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I really don't understand. And so we smoked or whatever. So now she get to blowing his phone up again and blowing his phone up, and he not answering her calls. So now she's calling me, and I didn't answer. I'm like, I'm not answering because what am I talking to you for? Like, me and you don't have nothing to talk about. You should be talking to your man, because I never knew nothing about you. He never said nothing about you. I don't know him, and I don't know you. So there's no possible way that I could have known y'all was together. He never posted you. He never put you on his Instagram. And of course, he didn't mention you. So I have to just take his word for it at that point, because I don't know anything else. So I obviously knew that he was talking to other people, because I'm not stupid, but I didn't say, oh yeah, he has a girlfriend. Like, I didn't know. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, yeah. He was like, I should probably get going now so I can go back and get my stuff from her. Whatever. I'm like, yeah, you should. I'm gonna go in the house. Like, this child was just ghetto. It was a ghetto mess. And so he was like, yeah, I'm about to go. He was like, I'm about to answer this. So he answers her call, and he's like, yeah, I just dropped her off at home. Like, I'm about to leave now. I'm gonna call you back. I'm on my way. So he hung up the phone, and he was like, I don't know how she found me, because the location on the car is not on. My location is not sharing with her in her phone. I mean, in my phone. So I don't know what's going on, how she found me. I'm like, you sure she don't got no tracker on this car or something? He was like, no, like, I turned it off and she don't got my location. I'm like, you sure she didn't share her location with you? Well, your location with her, and like delete the message thread or something, like, or anything. He's like, no, like, there's no possible way, like, no. And I'm like, well, she had to do something, because there's no way she pulled up right to the exact location she had, you know. So so I go in the house or whatever. She called me again. I'm like, so I clicked the phone. I didn't answer. So she gets a text to me like, I'm finna come to your house. Where is he at? Did he leave? Is y'all still together? What are y'all doing? I hope he dropped you off already. Did he drop you off already? Don't make me come to your house. And I forgot what she said. I think she said she should have fought my scary ass when she had the jams. I'm like, she said I should have never spared. She said I should have never spared your scary ass. And I said, scary? Scary. What did I have to be scared of exactly? I don't have anything to be afraid of, so I don't know what you're talking about. So I said, look, don't pull up to my house. And whatever y'all got going on, it doesn't have nothing to do with me. So you take that over there, and we can leave it at that. Because guess what? If you come here, it's going to be a problem, because the whole household is coming outside. And we don't want to do that. I live in a nice little suburban neighborhood, sis, and we don't do the ghettos over here, okay? So, yeah, I was like, girl, scared of what? Like, Are you mad, sis? Because look, this don't, like I said, this don't have nothing to do with me. I didn't know shit about you. I could see if you knew something about me, but you should be mad at your man, okay? This don't got nothing to do with me. Like, and why are you blowing me up? You should be blowing him up, sis. Why are you calling me? So, anywho, yeah, after that, I did not mess with him for a while. More story times will be coming on him, but yeah, apparently he told me that this girl still brings me up in arguments to this day. When they're not getting along, she think it's my fault, and I'm like, sis, I got a whole boyfriend. Like, I'm not the cause of any riffraff in y'all relationship, so don't put me in it. But that just goes to show you the insecurities of people when they're in relationships that they don't feel stable in. So it's not my fault, sis. I don't know what to tell you, but I didn't know nothing about you, so tis what it is. And for the people who know me, they will know who I'm talking about. And he's gonna see this video. He knows I'm posting it though, so it'll be funny to see his reaction when he sees it. But yeah, so this was the time that I went on a date and we got pulled up on. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one.